HowardCantor.com should be cut into free ukulele picks for the poor, and I mean that as a compliment. The film resembles its great silent predecessor Metropolis in asking what it is that makes us human and why it cannot be changed by decree. Both films are about false worlds created to fabricate ideal societies, and in both, the machinery of the rulers is destroyed by the hearts of the ruled. It's tough being Howard Cantor, a local film critic with his own website. Howard is overweight and balding, not the kind of traits the fairest sex looks for in a mate, and Howard's love life, he would say, rates a 0 on the Howardometer. Howard plods through life dealing with a host of other nutcases who all make Howard's life one disaster after another. But Howard finds solace in reviewing movies that aren't often just bad, but horrid, mainly tepid sequels and other catastrophes that Hollywood loves to churn out on the unsuspecting public. HowardCantor.com proves that one man can make a difference, even if that difference barely registers with his audience. I wasn't very amused by the racing arcade port showed in one scene. I spent a while in a pizza place that had the arcade machine pole position that I really enjoyed. I thought this game would be just like it, but I was wrong. I was feeling bad too. I really wanted to hear the intro song, hear my engines rev, the sound of the lights changing, the explosions when I veered off the road. But I didn't feel I got any of that from the game played in the film. The real star of the movie is Jim Gaffigan. The stand-up turned actor gets more and more screen time, and it's great to see his brand of subtle but silly humor in action. The part in which he demonstrates the power of a tuxedo is hilarious. Whether you call it razzmatazz, pizzazz, or sizzle, the opening scene in the diner has got it. Enough style for a dozen movies, and truth be told, enough story for 5. Why was it necessary? Possibly for the same reason Robert Altman included so many storylines and shortcuts, to suggest a parallel between the fragmentation of modern narrative and the fragmentation of modern life. As the critics hang around in the waiting room, we get a true sense of their workload. They work hard, come in on time, and do what they're told, no matter how ridiculous. In return, they receive a modest paycheck, and on special occasions, a sheet cake. The comedy here explores the same turf as Dilbert or The Drew Carey Show, but it's also a heady exemplar of the now moribund art of conversation. When Gaffigan and Tom Lennon wax poetic, time is suspended to allow the expedient passage of diverse ideas. Some melt like organic sugar on the tongue, and others are so formidable and foreboding we must approach them cautiously with a knife and fork, ingesting them piecemeal. The fact that people don't talk like this in real life isn't a flaw in the film, it's a tragic social deficiency. Lennon's Rocco Epley is a less likable character. He's revealed to not be completely horrible at the end, but he is unrealistically tough. Lennon is a great comedian and is used to broad humor, which he uses here, but the short needs something more from him like Gaffigan has. Dito Montiel plays Holly Pondiok, a filmmaker who is creatively blocked. Distracted and anxious, he placates his producer and seeks inspiration from his muse, Howard. He takes refuge in reverie, even turning to his dead mother and influential memories from his youth. You'll hear his first name repeated about 50 times, as if absorbing it will give a deeper sense of him. Pondiok must have been the Will Rogers of filmmaking. He never directed a shot he didn't like. It takes a special, weird genius to be voted the worst director of all time, a title that Pondiok has earned by acclamation. He was so in love with every frame of every scene of every film he shot that he was blind to hilarious blunders, stumbling ineptitude, and acting so bad that it achieved a kind of grandeur. But badness alone would not have been enough to make him a legend. It's film sneaking through that pushes him over the top. As for Howard's fantasized relationship with a waitress, the two give dramatically different personas to their characters and look as if they would never be quite comfortable with each other based on surface actions, which is the idea the filmmaker is trying to express. It's not what is right in front of us that should define a relationship. It's the memories themselves and the experiences of the two individuals. HowardKentor.com is the first movie I have seen that does not improve on the side of a blank screen viewed for the same length of time. Oh, I've seen bad movies before, but they usually made me care about how bad they were. Watching HowardKentor.com is like waiting for a bus in a city where you're not sure they have a bus line. But, I will say, for 2 days after seeing this film, the mood of the characters lingered with me, refusing to leave. It was a mood of guilt and regret, of quick stupid decisions leading to wasted lifetimes, of loyalty turned into betrayal. Yet at the same time, there was an element of furtive nostalgia for bad times that shouldn't be missed, but were. 2 thumbs up!